Hello, it's Bill, the knee pain guru, and welcome to the 3 key steps to dealing with osteoarthritis pain or OA pain. Use the term interchangeably, OA or osteoarthritis. And we're going to get into that shortly. If you have questions, start typing them in the chat box now. I'm pretty sure it's over on this side of the page. Type in your questions about osteoarthritis, and we will get to those after the presentation here shortly. And make sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified or made aware of upcoming videos that I will be doing on different topics around knee pain. So today, we're going to talk about the 3 key steps for dealing with OA pain or osteoarthritis pain. So first I want to give you a definition of osteoarthritis, and this was taken right off of, do a search. It's the definition of osteoarthritis. Degeneration of joint cartilage in the underlying bone, most common from middle age onward. It causes pain and stiffness, especially in the hip, knee, and thumb joints. Today we're going to focus specifically on the knee. And usually what happens is this pain develops over time. It isn't like one day you wake up and all of a sudden you have full-blown osteoarthritis pain. This is something that develops over time. And if you look at a knee joint, either under an X-ray, a CT scan, or an MRI, it looks like battery acid. It looks like someone has poured battery acid on the joint and it starts to kind of deteriorate. And I was having a conversation with a doctor one time and started quizzing them different questions about arthritis. And I found out that all arthritis across the board is diagnosed as dehydrated joint. So this is very important to understand that the joint is getting dehydrated, which can make sense. If the joint is stiff, if the joint with pain, stiffness, middle age onward, the joint's getting stiff and tight. So let's think about this. Set aside any letters we might have after our name in terms of professional accolades to understand what's going on with knee pain, but let's just think about that. Stress levels increase in the body as we get older. The joint's becoming dehydrated. And now the joint's wearing away. So what's happening? The joint's squeezing closer together. It's like the joint is tight because of a stress, accident, injury, trauma, a surgery. The body feels this tension and it squeezes together. The joint does as well. So watch my hand. Look what happens is when I'm just squeezing my hand for a few minutes, not even a few minutes, squeezing my hand tightly, and then I open up the hand. The color changed in the hand. It went from white to pink. So what's happening in the joint is because of the tension in the joint, it squeezes out the fluid, the hydration, the water that's supposed to be in the joint to lubricate the joint. This causes the joint to begin to be tight and stiff and painful because now it's irritating nerves. And it's beginning to set up the conditions so every time you walk, every time you move, the lubrication isn't in the joint and the joint begins to wear away. So that's just like if we look at the landscape of what's going on in the body and in the knee, makes total sense. So let's look at the three key steps in order to address this. So first and foremost, common sense, it would be like, okay, the joint's being dehydrated, you got to drink more water. So you start drinking more water. Now water is water. Water is not cola, Mountain Dew, energy drinks, coffee. Water is not that. So increasing the water intake in the body is definitely going to help all of the systems. The body's supposed to be comprised of 80% water. So if the body's getting dehydrated, the joints are getting dehydrated, and it sets up the conditions for the body to be stiff and achy and tight and painful. That's just like, duh, of course. So drinking more water is key. The second piece is making sure your body is actually absorbing the water. So it's one thing to drink the water. It's another thing to drink the water and be running to the bathroom 5 minutes later because your body wasn't able to absorb the water. And I liken this, or I use the analogy of a sponge that's been next to your sink for a while. And it gets kind of hard and stiff, and it's difficult to get the water in the sponge when we first run water, put it underneath the faucet. So we got to kind of work the sponge a little bit. Eventually, the water starts absorbing in the sponge, and the sponge gets soft and pliable again. Think of your knees the very same way. So we got to increase water intake. Now we got to make sure the body's absorbing, or the body's actually absorbed the water that it is taking in. So it's important to understand there was a lot of extensive research done by an Iranian doctor named Dr. Batman Geldage regarding the importance of sodium, the importance of electrolytes or minerals for the body to be able to move the water that you are drinking from outside of the cell to inside of the cell to begin to flush out the waste essentially in the cell and then move it out of the body. When we get dehydrated, the body doesn't want to let go of the minerals because it doesn't have enough minerals to begin with. So what it does is it shuts off that mechanism and the water just passes right through. So that's what it looks like, is when you drink water and then you run into the bathroom 5 minutes later. So that's the second step. So first step is start increasing your water intake. Second step is making sure your body has the electrolyte balance. I have a blog post on my website, The Knee Pain Guru. It's called The Original Gatorade. I will post all of this in the comment section below. There is a link. It's called The Original Gatorade. It's a simple solution that works with distilled water, fresh squeezed lemon, and high quality sea salt. So you can check that out in the link below in the description. After this, I will post it in the comments as well. So that's the second step. Third step is making sure there's actually enough space in the joint for the water to be absorbed. So we'll go back to the hand analogy again. The hand is squeezing tight. This is your knee joint. No matter how much water you drink, no matter if your body is able to absorb the water that you are drinking, if we aren't addressing the tension in the joint that is causing the joint to squeeze out the synovial fluid, the hydration, whatever is supposed to be in that joint and lubricate the joint when you move, then it doesn't matter how much water you drink. It doesn't matter if your body has the ability to absorb the water. It doesn't matter injections in the knee. Any of that stuff is not going to matter if we aren't addressing the tension in the joint to begin with. So what we have to do is we have to get the joint to relax. So how do we get the joint to relax? We have to get the pressure off of the tiny little nerves in the knee, the width of an eyelash, that are being squeezed. It sends a signal to your brain. This is the mechanism. This is the loop, the feedback loop that's going on in your knee that was causing the pain to begin with, that's saying tense the knee up because of stress, tension, injuries, accidents, trauma, surgeries. All of it tells the joint to tighten up because the joint doesn't feel safe. The joint doesn't feel able to let go of the tension. It doesn't know how, essentially. And then you add in the mechanisms of the joint's dehydrated, the joint's not able to absorb the water that you are drinking, if you are drinking it. So all of this stuff needs to happen, begin to happen at a somewhat similar same time in order to be able to set up the conditions so now your body is able to take in the water, absorb the water into a joint that's relaxed enough so the water can get in there and your body has the tools that it needs to heal what's going on. So how do you relax the tension in the joint? I have a 7-day knee pain reduction challenge that walks you through the step-by-step process on how to relax the tension, begin to relax the tension. Understand this is a process. Your knee didn't show up one day with osteoarthritis, and it's not going to disappear in one day. This is going to take a while. It's the first step in a journey. So I will put that link in the comments section as well. That will point you to my website to begin to understand how to do that. Welcome those that are on the call. If you have questions, please type those in the comments section, and I will address those shortly. For those that are watching now or watching the replay, please give this video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to my channel, The Knee Pain Guru, as well as turn on the notifications. The notifications will let you know of future videos that I will be doing on other topics. And the questions that you put in there give me inspiration for future topics that I can address and go in deeper. Knee pain is a huge, huge topic. There are so many different types of knee pain, so many different diagnoses of knee pain, and it can be overwhelming and frustrating not knowing how to deal with it. So please type in those questions over there, and I will address those. I am going to drop in the links for the, what do you call it? We have the original Gatorade. That is the first link. And then, okay, here we go. Link for original Gatorade. And then here is the link for the 7-day knee pain reduction challenge. Link for 7-day knee pain reduction challenge. Okay. So those are the links there. I don't see any questions coming through. I'm going to wrap this up then. We're going to have another topic in a few days. You're welcome, Philip. Philip, share with what you have going on with your knees. Well, I suppose it would be osteoarthritis because, well, we're doing a video on it today. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate it very much. Type in your questions there. I see those come through, and I do respond to all those questions that do come through. The nice ones, the nice ones, and the not so nice ones. So either way, I appreciate the interaction. Thank you so much. Good luck with your knees. No, there's always a solution. There is always a solution. Let's see. I had left knee replacement. I don't want right knee replacement. Thanks for sure. I'm going to do your 7-day challenge. Yeah. Let's see. it just started bothering me. They say I have no cartilage. Yes. Think of, Philip, think of what you're dealing with as a spectrum. You first start out with pain, stiffness, and the joint begins to wear, and it gets worse and worse over time. It degrades the meniscus and the cartilage, and then they say you're bone on bone and you're a perfect candidate for a knee replacement surgery. What they want to say is, well, basically what they want to say is they want you to wait until you're old enough to have a knee replacement. Now, here's the tricky part. They want to, knee replacements are only rated for maybe 15, 20 years-ish, something like that. So they're hoping that if they do the knee replacement, that you'll die with the knee replacement in. Because the joint is only rated for that many years, and they don't want to have to do the surgery again. Because the surgery is very traumatic. They're sawing off the bones in your leg and replacing it with plastic and metal. So you want to do what you can. The body's capable of healing itself if given the right conditions to do so. The problem is we generally, as humans, don't have the right conditions or don't understand how to create the right conditions to do so. So this is a process of doing it, the 3 steps. It begins that journey that we can begin to allow the body to heal itself. Okay. And Philip, a lot of it, when you say it just started bothering me, they say I have no cartilage. A lot of times what's happened is because we live in a society of no pain, no gain, just do it. Pain is weakness leaving the body. We've ignored the pain, the stiffness, and the discomfort for a long period of time. So this has been a process that we've been ignoring. Like the check engine light on the car has been on, and we're like, okay, it's not really there. And then it gets to a place where things in the car start breaking, and we have to go to the mechanic to find out what's wrong. And this is what happens with knees, is the pain has been going on for a long period of time, and now finally we can't deal with it anymore, so we go to the doctor, and the doctor's like, there's no cartilage left. Now what do we do? Knee replacement surgery. Give a kid a hammer, everything's a nail. What do you think the doctor's going to say? Okay. Just started bothering me, have no cartilage. Seafoam, okay, do the 7-day challenge, it's great. Knees have been hurting every day for about 2.5 years, and I really want them to totally heal with no pain. Jeremiah, yeah, go check out those 2 links that I have in the comments section. That'll get you going. And the misconception is this is like this quick fix Band-Aid kind of thing. It's been going on for a long time in your knees, in your body. So there's things that we need to do to right the ship to go in the direction that you want. And it takes a little bit of time. Okay, I'm going to start the original Gatorade and hydrate myself more. Just started eating glucosamine pills. Fill up the glucosamine pills. That's one of those things. If the joint's too tight, it doesn't matter how many supplements you take. Knee injections, stem cell injections, the water that you're drinking. If you don't address the tension in the joint, then what happens is it can't get in there. That's just like, you don't need letters after your name to go, well, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Thank you. I've been working on my analogies. Okay, Jeremiah, I think I just addressed that regarding the pills in the joint. It doesn't matter. See, this is the piece. Most of the, if you're looking at exercises, you're looking at drugs, shots, surgery, pills, whatever it is, they're starting with like B. They're forgetting A, and A is the tension in the joint. So I believe all of those things are beneficial on the other side of creating comfort in the knee. If the joint is squeezing tight over here and you're doing all of this stuff, exercise, physical therapy, strengthening the legs, doing injections, cortisone, stem cell, rooster comb injections. You're doing all those other things on the other side. You're not addressing the joint, relaxing the joint to begin with, and all that stuff. It's kind of like you're wasting good money. It doesn't make sense to me. A body will, when a body is relaxed, when a knee joint is relaxed, everything on the other side of it, all of the healing mechanisms of the body go into play much easier, much quicker, because the body's able to rest. The joint's not tense. the body's not as tense. So that's kind of a big piece. If you don't address that tension in the joint to begin with, then everything else, you're kind of wasting time, energy, and effort. It's like, let's see, seafoam, like my analogies. So it's kind of like driving the car with your foot on the gas and your foot on the brake at the same time. The car's going to go so much easier when you take the foot off the brake. Everything else works easier when you take the foot off the brake. And that's what's happening when you create comfort in the knee joint. Everything else on the other side just goes easier. Okay. I don't see any more questions coming in. Thank you all for being here. Remember, give the video a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications. Head over to my website and take that 7-day knee pain reduction challenge. And I will, thank you. Appreciate it. It's great to be able to share and help people benefit their lives. Okay, have a great one, and I will see you on the next video.